charts and say, if you or anyone you know has COVID, I would highly recommend this brand of medicine. It is drugs and alcohol free. It's all natural, so that's amazing. And it is cough syrup, a daytime and a nighttime. And the nighttime has melatonin, so it'll help you sleep. I wish I knew this when I had COVID, that these existed, because I've seen them work within 3 to 5 days with severe COVID symptoms. So here you go. So yeah, I'd honestly recommend taking only these two and zinc, which is a vitamin. Also vitamin C and vitamin D. And yeah, these are bomb and they work. So hopefully they work for everybody. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I never thought I would say that. Sorry for like that you can see my steering wheel and that I'm in my car, but yeah, I'm not driving, I'm parked. But oh my god, welcome to my channel. I never thought I would say that. I mean, I always say it in like videos as a joke, but I never thought I would say it in like, be for real. Sorry if you can't really hear me. I have my AC on. It's like 100 outside, 102 in LA. Like, that's hot as fuck. That's too hot for over here. But anyways, as you can see by the title of this video, yeah, pretty much this is my story. So I got called back into work within the first wave, and sorry if I'm looking around a lot and I'm observing and I'm not looking at the camera. There's a lot going around, like a lot going on around me, so I'm kind of just like observing. And I feel like I get anxious when I look directly at the camera because I'm not used to it, but like I will get there. How do you guys like my makeup? It looks so good. I went with red eyeliner. Okay, anyways, I'm getting distracted. I get so distracted. So basically, I got called into work within the first wave, and we had to wear a face mask, and then we had to wear a shield. So it would go like this over us, and then we have a face mask. And then we wore gloves, constantly changed them, constantly washed our hands throughout our shift. And a girl showed up to my job that had COVID. I feel like it's happening everywhere now. In the beginning, when I had it, it wasn't as bad as it is now. But it's like everyone's story. Like, everyone's getting it at work, you know. They have no control over it because they have to go to work, and people are showing up sick. And it's crazy because, like, I feel like all our lives, if we have a headache, if we're, you know, have a runny nose, we would still show up sick regardless because we need the money. And it sucks that COVID is so serious and so just damaging to your body that this girl showed up to work sick, not feeling well. I'm sure she didn't know if she had a COVID. I really don't. I want to be like positive and think better of her and think that maybe she just really thought it was just, you know, stuffy nose, nothing much. But yeah, it turns out she tested positive, and before I even knew she tested positive, I was already having symptoms. So I had been working for about I would say not even a month, like about 3 weeks, and then I got sick. I remember Father's Day weekend came, and that's when I found out that girl came into work sick. And then I remember Father's Day weekend, I was super tired. I don't know if that was symptoms then, early on, but like a week later, not even a week later, a couple days later, Father's Day was like Sunday, and like Tuesday I was at work. it was, I had a closing shift, and it was the end of my shift, and I was weak, and I mean weak as fuck, like tired, and I didn't do shit. Like, I don't really, my job isn't hard, like, it's not something to feel exhausted over, but I was exhausted. And it's crazy because the night I found out she came into work sick was Saturday, the day before Father's Day, and I went home and I had like a mental breakdown. Like, my intuition was on point. I knew I was gonna get sick. I knew I came across someone that was sick, and I know my body. I know I don't have a strong immune system whatsoever. Hopefully it's better now. Hopefully I've built it up over time, but I knew if I would come across someone that had COVID, which I didn't think I would, but I knew if I was, that I would most likely catch it. So the night that I found out she came into work sick, I was going through it. I was crying, and I was just like, I remember I showered in hot water, and I was very, very overwhelmed, because I kind of knew I was gonna get it. My intuition was like, girl, like, yeah, you're feeling it because it's coming. And I remember I was being safe. Like, after that, I still had to go to work, but I didn't hang around anyone. Like, I wasn't around anybody, because I was like, I don't know if she has it, I don't know if she's actually sick, I don't know if she just wanted the day off because it was Father's Day the next day. But yeah, I got sick by like Wednesday, Thursday. It was Tuesday when I was working, and then I had like 3 days off, luckily, to fill out my body and to see if it got worse, and it did. By Friday, I just started off with me being really tired, and then let me turn down the air. And then it started, I was really tired, and then I started having a runny nose, but I always have a runny nose, like, especially when I wake up. I have bad allergies, so when I first wake up, my nose is running, I'm like congested, and then as soon as I take like my allergy pill and it kicks in, I'm like, good, Claritin is my shit. So I remember once Friday came, I was like, maybe it's just my allergies, because everyone was saying their allergies have been bad lately. So I was like, it's probably just my allergies. And I had like a generic brand of Claritin, so I think I thought my body was like used to taking Claritin and not the generic brand. So I was like, ooh, maybe it's just not strong enough for me, maybe my body got used to it. So I bought Claritin, and yeah, it didn't really help. I was sick. I was extremely weak. I was like sweating, like excessively sweating. It was nasty. Yeah, it was bad. I wasn't coughing. I wasn't sure if I had a fever. I didn't have a thermometer at the time, and it was like literally impossible to get one. During that time, they were sold out everywhere. My mom went to go look for one for me, but she couldn't find one. So I may have had a fever or just chills and sweats, because at night I would sweat a lot. And I remember on Friday I was sweating excessively, and it wasn't that hot. Like, I was just chilling in my house and I was sweating. I had called off of work on Friday because I was supposed to work Saturday, and then I remember my job through this whole thing was such a shitty thing to deal with, because my manager was so like, she made me feel like I was just calling off just to have days off, you know. It was like, I already had 3 days off, why would I call off that Saturday? It didn't make sense. It was so insensitive, the text that she sent me when I tried to call off. It was yeah. So turns out, yeah, I was sick. I tested positive a couple days later. I remember I went Saturday, Sunday. So by Sunday, no wait, was it Friday or Saturday? One of those days I lost my taste and smell. It was like each day I had a new thing. Like, it was so stupid. Like, the coronavirus, COVID-19 is ridiculous. Like, it sounds so dumb, but like, it's so real at the same time. Like, each day I had a new symptom, and it just blew my mind, because it was just like everything, like all the symptoms they had like listed, like all that shit came. Not everything, but like each day. So by Sunday I couldn't taste anything. Monday, I remember that Monday came, and it was the worst day of my life. I remember it like, oh my gosh. I remember waking up, I was dead. Not literally. I was like really weak. Like, I've never been so weak in my life. For the most part, I was sleeping like every day. I couldn't wake up. Like, when I would wake up, I would wake up for a few hours. I would have some soup or tea. I had no appetite at all. And then I would just knock back out. Like, I couldn't stay up. I was so physically exhausted. I was drained. I was so tired. The Monday I woke up, and everyone kept telling me you should sit in the sun, you know, get some vitamin D. Sit in the sun. That's all I heard. So Monday I woke up, and I did sit in the sun. I sat in the sun for about an hour. It felt really nice. And then I remember when I got up, I was so weak. I literally ate shit. Like, I couldn't get up. Like, I was getting up, and like I just fell over. Like, that's how weak I was. Yeah, it was kind of scary. And then after that, I was like sweating. Obviously, I was sitting in the sun for an hour, so I went to go take a shower. Halfway through my shower, had to stop. I really had to stop. I felt faint, and I was like, fuck, I'm gonna faint. Like, get out of the shower. You're not going out like this. You ain't gonna find me like that. So I remember calling my mom, and I was like, can you bring me some water? Like, I'm gonna faint. Like, and I remember she came inside. I had an appointment like the next day, I think, to get tested. But so that Tuesday, and then she came inside the restroom, and I was just like out of it, and like she could see that I was out of it. She tried to touch me, and I was like, don't touch me. Like, I knew I had COVID, you know, because it was bad. I've never felt that weak in my life. So she brought me water, and then she wanted me to go to the hospital. I really didn't want to go, because I knew it might have been bad, and I knew there might have been a chance that I would have had to have stayed, because I also couldn't breathe. My breathing every day before that was like, it was difficult for me to breathe, but it's not like it was like extreme to an extreme. But that day, that Monday, it was to an extreme, to where like the whole day I couldn't like breathe properly. So after I almost fainted and I was so weak, I was just like, okay, I'll go. So I went to the hospital, and they tested me for COVID, but they also did a chest x-ray, and they told me right away, like, oh yeah, you have COVID, like, we see it in your lungs. They basically treat COVID, I guess, like pneumonia. So they gave me antibiotics, and I remember as I was like walking to the hospital, we were at the parking lot. The parking lot was like over here, and like the hospital was like over here, and it wasn't that far. It was probably like a 5-minute walk from the parking structure to the actual emergency. And as I was walking, I was just like, I'm not gonna make it. Like, I was so weak. Ooh, I hate talking about it. Oh my god. Yeah, me and my mom were walking, and I just wanted to tell her, like, I can't do it. Like, I'm about to, like, I felt like I was just about to fall over, and just, like, that was it for me. Like, I was so weak, I couldn't even walk. Like, yeah, it was bad. That's the worst day I ever felt. I eventually, you know, made it. I could barely breathe, so that's probably why it was so hard for me to walk. Yeah, I got tested. They told me I had it. The test was terrible. The nose one, bitch, oh my god. I don't know if it's worse if you actually have COVID, because you're actually like already like feeling all this shit, but it was like bad. I was like, oh my god. And they did it in both nostrils, so I was like, oh my god, I can't do this. It was so hard. It was terrible. Fuck, never again. So yeah, I feel like it took me so long to recover. Like literally a week or two ago was when I finally tested negative. I tested positive 3 times before I tested negative. Luckily, after the antibiotics, I did feel better. And then, yeah, I felt better after that. While I was taking the antibiotics, it was like 5 days of it, and I would just sleep. I wouldn't wake up, still no appetite. But then after like the 3rd day of taking it, my appetite came back. I think my taste and smell came back, which was, I was so happy. Like when I showered, when my smell first came back, I smelled my shampoo and I was like, oh my god, this smells so good. Like fuck, like you don't realize like what we really take for granted, like our smell, like our taste. Like I didn't really care about the taste one, you know, but because I wasn't really eating, I had no appetite. But the smell one, it was just like so refreshing to smell my shampoo and to smell how good I actually smelled. Because when I took a shower, I felt like, am I even clean? Because you can't smell yourself. So it was just like, yeah, that process, that whole, it was very overwhelming. It was very hard. It was very traumatic for me. It's so hard to speak about it. I'm in my car, I'm speaking about it because the last time I tried to film this, I was like sobbing. So I'm better now. I'm not positive anymore. But about a couple days after I tested negative, I went, my chest was hurting like bad. It was hurting for like 2 days straight, and I was like, this is weird, like I'm negative, like what's going on? So I went to, I set up an appointment to see, at urgent care to see what was going on, and they were like, you could possibly have like a blood clot, like I can't really see it in your lungs, because they did an x-ray, and they're like, but I would recommend you going to the emergency just to be safe. And I was just like, wow, like that's really scary. Like, so I went to the emergency right after that, and they did an x-ray, and they told me that I had pneumonia. So after a month of COVID, over a month, I had pneumonia. So it was just like sickness back to back. And then I had to take a week of antibiotics again for pneumonia. And it's kind of been a process, a journey, if you will. A traumatic ass journey. I still don't know if the pneumonia is completely gone because I did finish, you know, my antibiotics, but still, like, I'm not gonna be able to go to the doctor, to my actual doctor, until like September. So I'm not gonna actually know for sure if it's gone yet, because there's so many people that she's trying to that have appointments before me, you know. Yeah, that's pretty much my journey. I had a lot more that I wanted to say, but I just felt like there was no need for me to put that in there. I'm not trying to be negative about my work situation or just everything I was dealing with, on top of dying with COVID, and like, oh my god. I just feel like if you have any symptoms, don't take it lightly. I would say, even when I knew I had it, I didn't want to go to the hospital, mainly because I was so out of it and weak. I was just like, I can't even get up. Like, do I really have to go? But I'm glad I went, because I really feel like if I didn't go, it was bad. Like, I probably would have, you know, died in my bed, because like I really couldn't breathe. Like, it hit my body really hard. So yeah, if you have any symptoms, get tested. Don't be afraid to get tested more than once. Oh, I got tested last week, but I've been to all these stores. Then get tested again. Like, I know CVS, or is it Walgreens, that have free testing, so you should take advantage of that. I would say get tested as many times as you can, especially if you're going to the stores for your parents, your grandparents, if you're going to markets, anywhere where you're around people. I would say get tested on a regular, maybe every month, every couple weeks. I would do it, but that's just personal preference. I would say to the people that are like eating at restaurants, I worked at a restaurant, and I wouldn't go there if I was you. There's so many people that are testing positive everywhere, like not just restaurants, and like that's dealing with people's food. Like I didn't deal with anyone's food, luckily, but like don't do it. We're in a pandemic. Eat at home. Learn to cook. Cooking is great. Like I love to cook. Yeah, basically, if any advice that I have for you is if you don't have it, if you haven't gone through it, don't get it. And what I mean by that, really, bitch? Thank you. If you don't have it, don't get it. It's simple. Don't put yourself in a position to get it. Don't put yourself, like, there's just no need to be going out, getting drunk, having fun. Like, I wasn't even doing that. Like, that's the crazy part. Like, I was so cautious. If I needed something, Target Drive Up, they came out to me, they gave me my stuff. I wasn't going to stores. The only time I was around people was when I was at work. Other than that, I wasn't hanging out with anybody. The only person I hung out with was one person, and I was with her, like, I wouldn't see her every day, you know, it was just, like, rare. But if we did hang out, we would hang out in my car, and we'd eat, and, like, that's about it. So yeah, I was very cautious. I wasn't out. I wasn't living my life. I wasn't having fun, and I still got it. Like, it blows my mind. It really does. That's just how serious it is, though. Like, and I feel like a lot of people aren't taking it that serious, but it needs to be taken serious, because if you know someone that has it, or I would just, I don't know, just be safe. Don't go out. It's not that hard. I know sometimes it gets, like, I don't know. I would just say stay away from restaurants, because it's not worth it. Yeah, basically I would just say stay safe. Don't go out. It's not worth it. My birthday's coming up, and I'm probably not gonna go out. Maybe, I don't know. Probably not even for dinner, because that's kind of scary. It's really risky. So, yeah. That's my story. I'm trying to think if I have anything else to say. That's pretty much all I have to say. I would just say really be safe, be cautious. Wash your hands and wear your mask. That's pretty much it. Yeah, thanks for watching. I never thought my first video would be about COVID, but here we are, and my experience with it and sharing my story. But yeah, this is my first video. I hope you guys like it, and I will be coming out with more videos very soon. Makeup related, maybe vlogs, we'll see. You guys, I'm so sorry if I'm looking around the entire time. That's on anxiety, girl. I'm so sorry. And I'm so sorry that I'm in my car, or if you hear extra noises, because I've tried to sit down and film this at home, and I just get so anxious because it's so quiet and there's nothing going on around me, and it's just, I can't. This was something very hard for me to talk about, and I just needed it to do it in a public area, because I mean, it was so much easier filming around this time, for my anxiety at least. So yeah, I'm sorry if you hear any noise, or if I'm in my car, and I'm sorry that you saw my steering wheel and like just the setup wasn't it. But yeah, thanks for watching.
Fuck RONA, oh my god, think I'm sick. Drinking Modelo, cruise around with your bitch. I got more money and still this ain't shit. Caesar and tell me that they seen right quick. Fuck RONA, oh my god, you's a bitch.